Welcome to Kit's Myths and Mysteries, where we explore strange events in a world you thought you knew. Today we're heading back to the American Civil War, specifically to the Battle of Shiloh. This was one of the bloodiest battles of the entire war, raging on for days and leaving thousands of soldiers wounded on the battlefield. It was April 1862. As the battle raged, a heavy rain began to fall, turning the field into a sea of mud. The wounded were left behind in these horrific conditions, and for many, infection was a greater threat than their initial injuries. The Confederate advance was slowed by the relentless downpour, which only decreased the odds of survival for the injured soldiers. 16,000 wounded men were left scattered across the muddy fields, without shelter from the storm. But something miraculous happened. Of those 16,000, about 500 were touched by what many would later call an angel. When medical wagons finally reached the battlefield a day later, they were met with a truly bizarre sight. Amidst the dead and dying, hundreds of soldiers were cast in a faint, eerie, blue-green light. The strange glow seemed to emanate directly from their wounds. These wagons, often borrowed from local farms, were staffed by a couple of doctors, a nurse, and local volunteers. As they knelt beside the glowing wounded, they discovered something even more astonishing. The wounds that glowed were clean, with no signs of the rampant infection that was claiming so many others. The next 150 years, this phenomenon was known as Angel's Glow. Survivors told tales of being touched by an angel, their clean wounds, and the mysterious light being the only explanation for their survival in such filthy conditions. The story became a piece of folklore, a mystery of the Civil War. But the truth, it turns out, is stranger than fiction. In 2001, two high school students, Bill Martin and Jonathan Curtis, decided to tackle this historical puzzle for their local science fair. Their project was titled Civil War Wounds That Glowed. Through their research, they identified a specific bacterium called Photorhabdus luminescens. This soil-dwelling bacterium is bioluminescent, meaning it produces its own light. More importantly, it also produces antibiotics that kill off other, more harmful bacteria. Because soldiers at Shiloh were fighting in cooler, damp conditions, their body temperatures were lowered enough for this bacterium to survive and thrive in their wounds, creating the glow and fighting off infection. Bill and Jonathan won first prize at their science fair, and doing so, solved a 150-year-old mystery. The angel's glow wasn't supernatural after all, it was science. You've been listening to Kit's Myths and Mysteries. Thanks for joining me, and don't forget to subscribe for more strange tales from our world.